We've all seen the two types of people, right? On one side, you have the person who treats their birthday like it's a national holiday. And on the other, for them, it's just another day. It's a huge difference. And today, we're going to dive into the psychology behind why some people just let their special day roll by like any other.
And this is really the great divide, isn't it? You've got the whole party package, balloons, cake, a blizzard of social media posts. And then you've got nothing, no fuss, no big plans, just life as usual.
So what's really going on there? Is it about being sad, or maybe just being super mature? Or is there something deeper happening in their heads? That's the big question we're tackling right now.
Okay, so let's get into our first big psychological reason. And this one is rooted in some painful stuff from the past, where a birthday wasn't always a happy memory.
This brings us to a really interesting psychological idea called learned helplessness. I want you to just imagine being a kid, and your birthday kept getting forgotten. Maybe your family was just too busy, or you threw a party and nobody showed up. When that kind of disappointment happens again and again, your brain actually learns to protect itself. How? By just giving up on getting excited in the first place.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. After a while, all that excitement and hope, it just isn't worth the risk of being let down again. So the brain kind of recalibrates in that one special day becomes just another 24 hours. No hype, no plans, because honestly, it just feels safer that way.
All right, our second reason has nothing to do with the past. It's all about the crazy, intense pressure of right here, right now. It's about being stuck on the hamster wheel of modern life.
Psychologists have a term for this too. It's called time blindness. And think about it, it makes so much sense. You've got work deadlines, family to take care of, maybe college classes, and just constant stress. Your brain gets so overloaded that a special day just doesn't even register. It's not that you're trying to ignore your birthday, it just gets completely squeezed out between a morning conference call and a pile of laundry.
And here's the crucial thing to understand about this one. For people stuck in this mode, they're not really choosing to skip their birthday. They are just surviving. Their entire focus is just on making it through the day, not celebrating it. The mental space you need to actually step back and enjoy something, it just gets lost in all the noise.
And now for our third and final reason, which, honestly, it's a total shift in perspective. This isn't about past hurts or present chaos. This is about reaching a whole other level of emotional peace.
For this group of people, not celebrating isn't a red flag for sadness, not at all. It's just that they don't need all the external stuff, the parties, the gifts, the flood of attention to feel happy or to feel important. Their sense of value comes from somewhere else entirely.
And yep, there's a formal psychological theory for this. It's called the self-determination theory. And the core idea is pretty simple. The most real, stable kind of happiness is the kind you generate yourself from the inside. It doesn't depend on a date on the calendar or on other people telling you you're great.
This whole theory really rests on three main pillars. True, lasting happiness comes from feeling like you have control over your own life, you're always growing as a person, and you feel a deep internal sense of satisfaction. When you have those three things dialed in, you just don't need a big event to feel good about yourself.
This quote, it just captures this mindset perfectly. It's such a powerful and quietly confident statement. People with this mindset don't need candles and a cake to prove their worth, because that feeling of being important isn't a once-a-year thing. It's constant, and it comes from within. So, we've just walked through three very, very different reasons why someone might not celebrate their birthday. But what does it all mean when you put it together? Well, it tells us this is about way more than just one day a year.
How a person treats their birthday is often like a little window into how they see the rest of their life. People who treat it as just another day, they usually aren't looking for the spotlight anywhere else either. They're not chasing social media likes or needing constant praise. Their happiness is an inside job, day in and day out.
So let's just tie this all together. It's not a one-size-fits-all answer. For some people, not celebrating is a shield. It's about protecting themselves from past pain. For others, it's just a symptom of a totally overwhelming life. And for another group, it's actually a sign of a deeply peaceful and self-assured mind.
And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway here. For so many who skip the party, it's because they've realized something profound, that celebrating your life isn't a one-day event. It's a daily feeling. They get that any day can be special if you find what's special in it.
Which brings us to one last thing to think about. Maybe the real question we should be asking isn't about the traditions or whether or not there's a cake on the table.
It's this: where is your celebration located?
Is it something you look for in the outside world, in parties and gifts and praise? Or is it something you build and carry inside yourself every single day? That's definitely something we're thinking about.